Day 6 of training camp, and it is starting to get into the days where I have to go back and look at my previous video because I forget what day we're at. But day 6 and first padded practice, and we got some bad news today. What is up, Finn fans? Happy Tuesday to you all. Got another camp tomorrow, then they are off Thursday. We're gonna jump into things really quickly, but again, really quickly, I do want to shout out somebody. Got an email from David who grabbed himself some DDW merch. He got the Don't Be This Guy, Enjoy Football hoodie. There's that hoodie. You also can get the t-shirt for Show Me 2025. 60 of you have grabbed this shirt. Absolutely amazing. If you have any questions about it, or if you're like, hey, how long does it take to get the shirt, you can DM me, email me, ask me, because I got myself some stuff and I'm waiting on it as well. It's good quality, so they print it and then all this stuff. So again, if you have any questions or anything, please hit me up and we'll figure it out together. But again, shout out to David for grabbing himself some DDW merch. Also, if you haven't yet, go check out the podcast. This is also on the podcast, so the people who are listening to this, if you want to see what I'm going to show, because I'm showing some on the field stuff, go over and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. So let's jump into this. We'll first get into the bad news. I'm not going to string you along. We're going to jump right into the bad news. Ashtyn Davis hurt his, it looks like ankle, because he got hurt. I'll probably bring it up again when I read the on the field stuff, but it looks like he hurt his ankle because then he left the field and came back and he had crutches and a boot on that foot. So not great news. I don't know the extent of the injury. Same thing with Kader Kohu. We don't really know the extent, just a swollen knee and all that stuff. We have a Fatu Melifanu who's on the active injured list, active pup list. Essentially, he's dealing with something. Storm Duck came back today, but then we have Trader Jr., who's dealing with something as well, who should be good for the joint practice with the Chicago Bears. Our secondary is beat to crap. If the Dolphins can, and hopefully will soon, get Sealer into an extension, or the same thing as what they did with Mika, clear more cap space. There is still safeties out there, especially because of how all of ours seem to be banged up right now, especially Justin Simmons, who is still out there. Maybe they pull the trigger. Noah Fant was here yesterday. We'll see if anything comes of that, but that is the biggest news of today, is Ashtyn Davis injured and in a walking boot with crutches. So hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully he just tweaked something. But from what I'm hearing, the way he was banging on the ground, it looks like he was really frustrated. So again, hopefully it's nothing too serious. Knock on wood there. Yeah. So we're going to jump into this. First, I'm starting to love the Miami Dolphins Twitter page because this might be loud. Let me lower this volume. They came out here and gave the fans what they wanted. Willie Gay Jr., I need this man on this channel. We have to chop it up, my man. Speaking of chopping it up, that is your orange jersey of the day, is Chop Robinson. But I feel like I'm the one who initiated this, and I'm very proud of this because yesterday, if you guys remember, I hit up the Dolphins Twitter. I was like, we need another Willie Gay Jr. scream. And not only did they give it to us yesterday with a retweet, but they gave us a compilation because we're 40 days away from kickoff. So shout out to the Miami Dolphins social media page. You guys are absolutely amazing. That made me laugh and made my day. So let's jump into this. Again, Chop is, your orange jersey of the day. Only new absence is Daquan Jackson, a practice squad player last year who's impressed during the first week. Storm Duck has returned to practice. This is from Isaiah Smalls. Dolphins training camp practice absences day 6. BJ Adams, Cater Kohu, Dante Trader, Daquan Jackson, Jalen Connors, and Aaron Brewer. Aaron Brewer is coming along, so there's good news on that end. And like I said, Dante Trader Jr., the safety, said to have be ready for the joint practice with Chicago. The fact that Jalen Connors is not there might be also another reason why they are talking to Noah Fant. So there's a lot of things going on, a lot of moving pieces there. Dan Marino out here watching quarterbacks as he often does for the early part of practice, wondering who he thinks should be quarterback number 2 between Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers. If you want to watch that discussion, we had the Dolphin Collective yesterday, and I think at like the 40-something minute mark, let me look it up. Because at one point, TD said something and absolutely cracked us up, and I got up and I walked away. And Omar Kelly lost it, and it was the 41 minute mark. But if you want more specific, I think it is like the 58 minute mark, 58 and 10 seconds minute mark or something like that. Or no, I think it's 41 minute mark. I'm rambling now. We're all losing it. We're cracking up. So I thought that was funny. If you want to go check that out. Defense doing takeaway / turnover drills. Reminder, Fins were -15 last year and are -10 in Mike McDaniel error. Need to get that TO margin up, and we heard Weaver talk about that. One-on-ones, wide receivers versus DBs. Offense has a huge advantage in that drill, obviously, because our DBs are beat to crap. Quarterback Jason Marshall with a nice pass breakup. Didn't see the wide receiver. This is from Chris Perkins. Marshall's been solid. Might push for a number 2 spot. Tariq Black had likely touchdown pass from Quinn Ewers going through hands in the end zone with Ethan Robinson defending. Pass was short. Black had to wait, but he still should have caught it. This is the play. Again, let me just shout him out real quick. Tommy from Hialeah, go follow him on Twitter at DolphinFan201. There's a few people who sent stuff. We got to support and shout them out, putting their stuff out there for us. This is, I think, the pass breakup. Ooh. See, this is Tua, so that's not the Quinn Ewers pass, but look at that pass breakup. Punch that ball right out. Okay, I see you. Nice play there. O-line versus D-line. Cameron does okay versus Matt Butler. Kamara beats Eazy-E. Meyer does decent versus Ben Still. James Daniels does nice versus Sealer. And Jonah does nice versus Grant. Eric Uzukama beats Isaiah Johnson deep for a 1-on-1 touchdown. Another O-line versus D-line drill. O-line having a nice day in 1-on-1s. Brunskill, a nice job versus Jordan Phillips. Chubb held Patrick Paul. Alex Huntley beats Keon Smith. Addison West does well versus Zeke Biggers. And Chop blows by Ryan Hayes. Ryan Hayes is not, and I'll repeat, not having a good camp so far. Sealer kind of beat Jonah, but Jonah shoved him outside. Unsure if it would have been a sack. Definitely pressure. Quarterback might have stepped up to avoid. Nice work from Jonah. That's why you trade up for him. That's why I was banging the table for him. Now Paul gets Chop, who made a quick work of 2 previous reps against Borum and Hayes. Same results. Pretty rare to pitch a shutout as an O-line in these 1v1s. Paul done it today. Like here, again, the pads come on. Things are different, right? Especially with the offensive line, it's hard to really block when they don't have pads on. Once the pads come on, you see a little different. Kamara bull rushes Larry Borum. Nice job, Kamara, who has been relatively silent so far. Patrick Paul just had a strong period 1-on-1s going against Bradley Chubb. Mo Kamara. So this is what happens when I follow multiple people. I tend to bookmark too many of the same ones. 11 out of 11s. Offense starting at its own 21, 1st and 10. My man Tommy sent us some footage of Achane with a nice little run. Little I formation. There you go. Probably would have been stopped back there. Obviously, they're not really tackling to the ground, but still nice to see. Gay in on Achan on the run on the left might have been a stop, might not have. Hard to say. I think that was the play we just watched. Tyreek Hill dropped the pass from Tua that was a little behind. I think this is the footage. Again, shout out to Tommy. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little behind. If Tyreek Hill didn't get his hand on it, all right. If Tyreek Hill didn't get his hand on it, that might have been an interception, to be honest with you. So, quick reminder that although in full pads, they won't tackle to the ground, like I just said. You've kind of noticed it before. Zach Wilson to Westbrook versus Quinton Bell for 15-yard gain. Nice route, nice catch by Westbrook. Nice to hear his name come up. Bell with the tackle for a loss on Madison run. Nice job by Quinton Bell coming back from completed pass. This is Wilson to Nick Westbrook Akine. There you go. If he would have let him out in front a little bit, he probably could have caught it and cut up the field, but it's nice. It's nice. If you wonder how I'm doing this, I bookmark all this stuff, and this is how I read it. If you're like, why does he show us that? Do it by accident. Willie Gay Jr. stuffs Ollie Gordon for a tackle for loss. Dude continues to make plays. Impressive. I am going to make a sound for my soundboard for the live streams of him screaming. I think it's going to be absolutely hilarious. Right, fumbles handoff. Kamara recovers, but flag on the play offside. Stealing right. Okay. This is Quinnen. This is another play from Tommy. Ewers. Little play action. Nice little dump off. Well, I've noticed these guys are kind of throwing it a little too far out in front, or again, this is a bad angle, or these guys are diving too much, but humidity definitely being felt today. Today is 86 with feels like temp to 93. August is definitely around the corner. Right now in in New Jersey, it's 100. So my body, like under this, I'm wearing a flipping tank top because I'm sweating, but I'm right by the central air, so I'm actually good. Tua to Waddle here. So I'm getting ready for August when I'm down there. Hopefully it's cooler. Probably not, and I'm gonna melt. Ooh. That was nice. And do you know, okay, I'm gonna toot some horns here. So if you don't like Tua, you might as well fast forward here. But if you notice, right, Tua, he reads right here that this safety is gonna come down here. So what does he do? He puts the pass on the other shoulder. One, so it can be completed, and two, so Jalen Waddle doesn't get killed. See how the safety comes down here? And see how he puts it on the other shoulder? Who's Mika Fitzpatrick? Smart play. Smart play. Tua reads front side, comes back side, drills one to Waddle. Mika looks like that's the one I just showed you. Defense blitz was with NASCAR package. Tua runs to his left to avoid the rush, throws incomplete. Nice pass rush package. Pause on that. Ethan Bonner diving pass breakup on Zach Wilson throw. Willie Gay with the sack on Wilson. Pass was incomplete. Gay makes impression today as he's had a hell of a camp. I think this is the play that they are talking about here. Oh, yeah. That's a sack. Got to catch that, though, regardless. And that's why they let the play go, because, still make the throw and make the catch, but you got to catch that. Now the line looks to hold up a pressure. Wilson, who had all day, drills a 20-yarder in break to Eric Izukama. Second bad snap of the day from Addison West. Got to get that under control, Addison. Full start on offense. Didn't see who moved. Pre-snap penalties have been been fewer as camp progresses, which is nice to hear. Maybe because they keep doing push-ups afterwards. For what it's worth, no corner has stood out. They haven't been bad, but haven't made plays yet. And where have you heard that? Again, if you come hang out with the Dolphin Collective, Omar and Alan both agree, you know, these corners aren't getting beat. They're not doing fantastic, you know, picking plays and all that stuff, but they're not getting beat. It's kind of like they're, like, if we had to rank it, it's like 15th ranked. Like, they're very solid. And for what it seems like the defense is trying to do, which is send a ton of pressure and have that front seven be the factor, having solid on the back end seems to be something that could work. In recent, if recent history holds, we're getting to the last 20 minutes of practice. Willie Gay, the definite standout so far, no doubt. Here's a Jalen Wright run. Side note, they keep going. Apparently this is a very long practice. Little I formation here. Little motion from the fullback. A little handoff here. Would have been stopped there. So let's say like a 1, 2, 3, 4, about a 5 yard gain. Nice little move there. Two to Waddle. Here's a pass. Again, shout out to Tommy. Nice. And this is why I'm going to 2 camps this year. One being just the Dolphins and the second one being a joint practice. Because let me give you a little how do you do. This is kind of like if you sit up here, I sit way further back. Like I'm up with the beat writers and we're like 5 or 6 rows from the top. You'll have the first team offense and defense here. Oh no, you'll have the first team offense of the Dolphins, first team defense of the Jaguars here, and then back here you'll have the first team defense of the Dolphins, first team offense of the Jaguars. So you have two. You want to watch like your offense and defense going, but it's like whereas when it's not joint practice, everything's right in front of you. No one's really on that backfield, so that's why this year I want to see 2 practices so I can get a better look. Because when I went last year and I was watching the Washington practice, I was like trying to figure out which one to watch. It was bonkers. Cool concept to get Waddle matched up on the backer. Tua finds him and he had all sorts of daylight after a catch for about 7. It's nice to hear. This is when Ashtyn Davis goes down. You could see it here. You see like he's got a little bit of frustration here. I'm hoping it's nothing serious. He does get up. He's walking. It looks like it's an ankle. I'm hoping he like just twisted his ankle or something. I'm hoping again it's nothing serious because he does get up. He does put pressure on it. He is walking. Really hope it's nothing serious. We'll find out sooner than later, hopefully. Here's a sack. Yeah, Chop, orange jersey. I think that's Phillips standing up. I think this is Chubb over here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Phillips with the sack. Plays dead. Nice pressure there. Dolphin safety Ashtyn Davis. Yeah, so I got a bunch of the Davis. Several teammates, including Mika Fitzpatrick, come over to talk to Davis. He's now walking gingerly towards the inside of the facility with Tua coming over to talk to him. Jack Jones, nice punt. So the punt return. Got a little special teams for all those who care. Colbert, nice punt coverage. So we got a little special teams, like I said. Now a more 11-on-11 starting on its own. Offenses on its own 25. Paul and Jonah doing a nice job. Every time I say Jonah's name, I think in my brain I said Jonu. So if you ever hear me say Jonah and then I like stop for a second, I'm like, did I just say Jonu? Anyway, Paul and Jonah do a nice job communication as well as blocking, edge rusher, not confusing them or dominating them. Love hearing that. Tanner Connor, nice job blocking Chop on the right. Tight end making presence known on the run play. Nice work. Love hearing that from Tanner Connor. Zach Wilson drops arm angle for a short completion to Taj Washington, who has a nice yak play for 50 yards. Love hearing that. Ollie Garden just converted a 3rd and 2. Let's keep that going. Kendall Sheffield with a sack on Tua from a cornerback blitz off the right side. Sealer might have beaten Jonah on that play. Tua throws incomplete to Westbrook. Nice pressure from Sealer. Pay the man. Zach Wilson with a beautiful placed pass to Tyreek for 15 yards. Not Tyreek, but Tyreek Black. Willie Gay with another sack. I got just soundboard just scream and scream. Zach Wilson just had three straight completions, which included an AJ Henning first down catch with blitz in his face. There you go, Zach. Unsure how much pressure up the middle has to do with Brewers being gone, but got to think that's greatly affecting blocking and communication. We need that man out there. More 11 on 11s, different segment. Offense on its own 35 now. Tua with a 25-yard completion to wide open Alec Ingold. Farrell Brown set a nice wall on the edge. Tua to Achane for a touchdown. Chubb was in coverage, trailing badly. Please don't do that during live games. Brooks with rib-cracking sack versus Tua. Nice job. More pressure up the middle. Quentin Bell with a tackle on Madison for about 2-yard gain. Front seven is doing its thing for what it's worth. Still haven't noticed quarterbacks doing much yet today. No panic time, no ripping them, just making an observation. Again, it's very just even keel. Alexander Madison with a solid 15-yard run up the gut. This might be the longest practice of camp, very close to it. This is Chris Perkins, again, after he said 20 minutes and seems like it's going to be over. It was not. And then Ashtyn Davis came back out with a crutch and a boot on his left foot. This is the last period of practice. Upcoming 11 on 11s on the defense's 40-yard line. James Daniels pushing through practice, seems to be favoring his right leg slightly. Not a big deal in my mature medical opinion, but he is practicing and pushing through it. Waddle with a deep pass to the 3-yard line from Tua. He beat Ethan Bonner on the play, which featured him stretching out for the catch. Matt Dickerson and Quentin Bell have been solid against the run today. They both win to stack up Jalen Wright. Zach Wilson with a nice pass in double coverage to Farrell Brown, like hearing his name come up. Willie Gay, tackle for no gain, maybe 1 yard. Willie Gay is going to be wearing that orange jersey tomorrow. Cornell Armstrong with a would-be sack on Zach Wilson, who scrambled out of the pocket but got tagged up before he can throw it. Practice is over. Cornerback suspiciously quiet. Willie Gay Jr. unstoppable. Paul and Jonah did nice work on the left side of the O-line. Front seven continues to ball, and Ashtyn Davis injury troubling. I think the Dolphins came out with some footage here. This is one of the passes. This is Tua Tagovailoa. To Achane down the sideline that we were just talking about. And then you have a nice run here. I think that's Madison. Because I think, if I'm correct, Ollie Gordon's wearing 5. If I'm correct. Then we have some pressers. This is from Bradley Chubb. Please unblock me. He said on Achane, that boy can move. He said Dolphins linebacker Bradley Chubb, first time practicing in pads since his knee injury. He said it's a blessing to be here. He feels dead tired in pads. I got some from King of Finland, Fin land. This one here is Jalen Phillips with a pass rush. I think we saw this. Yeah, we already saw this one. He gets the pressure up the middle. Dolphins guard James Daniels is nearing clearance as he's ramped up his first practice. Today, you got Terrell Dotson calling the Avengers, the linebacker room, the Avengers. James Daniels said the first thing he did when he tore his Achilles was reach out to players who came back from the same injury. Ike Bodiger was a big help, he said. Daniels also wanted to be a resource for players in the future. Shout out to Omar Kelly, his head in here. I think this is the Tua to Waddle deep pass. Did we see this? Let's see. I'm getting notifications on my phone, so I'm like, do we sign anybody? Yeah, this is the deep pass to Waddle. No, we saw this one already. Just want to make sure you guys see it. So I apologize if I show you multiples of it. Just want to make sure you see it. Dolphins tight end Tanner Connor, who has had a good camp and answers questions thoroughly, had an interesting answer when asked if Mike McDaniel has changed. He says, the same Mike. I've been with him ever since he's been here. He's genuine to himself and cares a lot about us and wants everyone to have a spectacular career. Mike hasn't changed at all. But I think maybe the emphasis around him and respecting him more as a player has changed as we've gotten some players out who might have not been respectful. The team is very brought in. They believe in Mike and what he wants to do. Very, very interesting there. Got players out who didn't want to be respectful. Very interesting. That is your first padded practice. Injuries suck. And you know what's messed up? It's all around the NFL. Like, obviously, we have the Dolphins dealing with injuries, but you got the Buffalo Bills with their first-round pick. I think it's their first-round pick or the second-round pick. Maxwell Hairston. He's got his knee checked out. Xavier Worthy was shaken up. Malik Neighbors left practice with his shoulder checked out. Christian Gonzalez left practice with a leg injury. Like, a lot of teams are dealing with injuries. This is what I'm talking about with my brain. Hairston dealing with something with his knee. Again, hopefully it's nothing serious, but injuries rampant. Absolutely rampant today all around the NFL. A lot of teams are dealing with getting banged up. Again, it's the first week essentially because this is day 6 of camp in the books. So really, really sucks. But overall, I think it was a nice even day. I think if I had to give a winner, it was the defense. Obviously, Willie Gay Jr. was the player of the day, and that man is going to get an orange jersey tomorrow. Tomorrow's probably not going to be as crazy, or it might be because they got the day off after. It's going to be interesting. And then apparently Omar Kelly, and he's predicted this right, the day after an off day is kind of timid. So like yesterday was kind of like low key, nothing crazy. That might be like Friday. But again, comment below. What's your thoughts on today's practice? What's your thoughts on the possibility of what's wrong with Ashtyn Davis? Will they add another corner? A lot of things to talk about. I will have a video for you guys on Thursday, even though there is no practice. I have a lot to talk about, but I will definitely see you guys tomorrow for day 7, full week of training camp. It's going to be fun, but like usual, stay classy. My fins up.